Let's get into the news, though. So Chris Wheeler in the Daily Mail reporting late last night, I think it was, that Casemiro has got no intention of leaving Manchester United. We're also going to delve into the Ten Hag outers, give them something. Eric Ten Hag's release clause if he was sacked. It's not a release clause, it's an exit clause. How much it would cost Manchester United to sack Eric Ten Hag in the next 2 months is absolutely eye-watering. Some might say, well, Ineos have backed Ten Hag and they've chosen their man, so they won't want to sack him. I do think you need to throw in, being as there's so many people saying, sack him, get him out of our club, this, that and the other, let's just give them a little bit of reality here. It's going to cost a hell of a lot of money to do that, and we'll tell you how much in a moment. But let's talk about Casemiro. So Casemiro doesn't want to leave Manchester United. That's what's coming out from this article. Casemiro is determined to stay at Manchester United and fight for his place, prove people wrong. He doesn't want to go. There are no transfer opportunities out there that take his fancy. Which specifically means he doesn't want to go on loan to Turkey. Because when you look at transfer windows, they're all shut. Obviously, ours shut last Friday. Saudi Arabia's closed on Monday. The only one that's really open at the moment that's got any semblance of being a attractive league where you can earn decent money, because I think the South African league transfer window is still open. I think the Indian league is still open. I think the Malaysian league is still open, and I think the Venezuelan league is probably open, and the Mexican league is open. But no, Casemiro is not going there. Casemiro needs to go somewhere where somebody will pay him a large portion of his 350k a week. So the only league that sort of fits that bill at the moment, because remember, a transfer window means loans as well as permanent deals. So Casemiro's only option is the Australian league is open as well, and I think the Swiss league is open as well. Maybe they'd need to go into them Swiss bank accounts to do a deal there. But effectively, the Turkish league has got 8 more days open. So don't expect the story to subside. I mean, look, there was a lot of Man United players linked to Turkey. Victor Lindelof, Christian Eriksen, Scott McTominay, obviously Anthony last night, Casemiro for the last few days. The Turkish league transfer window is still open for another 8 days. So these stories could continue. But my personal feeling is that it's Turkish clubs looking to make a big splash like they have been doing for the last few years. I mean, they've always done this. I remember Dean Saunders going there years ago. Graham Souness managing one of the... Was it Galatasaray he managed? There's always been it's not a new thing. And obviously, Wilfried Zaha went there last year as well. Juan Mata went there, didn't he? Fred went there. So it's not out of the realms of possibility that these clubs are speaking to Manchester United about some of our players. But the bottom line is Casemiro doesn't want to go. I suspect, and reading the chat, some people aren't happy about that. But I also agree with what... is it Alien or Alan? What Alan says, Casemiro won't go anywhere. And absolutely, he shouldn't go anywhere. We shouldn't allow him to go anywhere. And I actually take this as a good news story this Thursday morning. Thursday already of an international break. Get in. I take that as a positive this Thursday morning that Casemiro doesn't want to leave Manchester United, because my big concern was how unhappy he looked against Liverpool and how unhappy he looked at times last season. And he absolutely has to stay at this football club for this season. He absolutely has to be a contributor to that squad this season. I'm not saying he needs to be a starter, far from it. But we need... Yes, he's massively overpaid and he's playing massively crap at the moment. But the way I look at it anyway is that I want him to stay because that's where we are. A month ago, I would have said something different, but the window is shut. I want him to stay. His wages are incredible, but we can't do anything about that at the moment. So the way I look at it is, Casemiro the footballer, are we better with him or without him? Forget the wage, forget the age, forget the issues. Are we better as a squad with Casemiro, even taking on board his clear inadequacies at the moment and limitations? I think we're better with Casemiro than not. And you know what? I'll be honest. I think we would be better with Thomas Soucek at the moment. I think we would be better with Sean Longstaff at the moment. I'm not saying Casemiro is like the dream. I'm just saying that in relation to our midfield roster, options are important. And yes, Casemiro's terrible at the moment, but I'm actually glad that there is no pushing from his side to go, because we as a football club need him in the situation that we're in. But that's problematic, saying to a player you're not going anywhere if he wants to go. So I actually take it as a positive that he does want to stay. There are problems. There are problems that need solving, and we tried to solve them in the summer. We tried to move him on. And maybe if we'd moved him on, Amrabat would be here or somebody else would be here. But the fact that he doesn't want to go and he wants to fight for his place is probably the best situation in a bad situation, if you know what I mean, because it was horrific on Sunday. But we can't do anything about it. The window is closed. So I actually take this as a good thing that Casemiro wants to stay, because I think there will be a role for him. There's many games to play. Keel says, Casemiro, Maguire, Rashford, Onana, injuries, burnout. Solution to most of our problem is simple. Stop the high press, resort back to counter, says Kyle Robinson. I disagree, Kyle. I think a lot of people will agree with you, but, you know, there's no progress if you go backwards. You're basically saying, let's stop trying to build a team that can compete with Arsenal and Villa and Man City and Liverpool in their high energy footballing style. Let's stop doing it because we haven't got the players to do it. That's the problem. We haven't got the players to do it. We 100% should keep trying to do it, because if we step back, those players that you list there start playing well again and everyone goes, this is the way to go. We could play counter-attacking football, and I'm sure the likes of Casemiro and Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof would look good again. But that's because that's a system that suits them. We need to build a system that challenges. That's why these players don't work in this system. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos, and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.